Imagine this. For years, you've been carrying an untapped power, a force so potent it's like having the engine of a star whirring silently within your chest, and you've been completely unaware. But that's all about to change, potentially transforming your entire life. The upcoming solstice, set to arrive around June 20th, isn't merely a marker for the shift in seasons. Oh no, this is a spiritual ignition, a cosmic key that once it clicks into place, will send a signal to something ancient, electric, and profoundly powerful buried deep within you. A signal it has been waiting for eons to receive. You're not just evolving, you're activating. What's coming online isn't a new addition, it's the reawakening of what's always been there, woven into the fabric of your spine, your dreams, your very blood memory, just biding its time. And that moment, that grand awakening, is now palpably close, breathing down your neck with an energy you might already sense building day by day. This isn't just energy, it's magic, your inherent magic, finally stretching its limbs. And be warned, something very strange, subtle at first but then undeniably profound, is about to start happening. When you finally grasp its meaning, prepare to be utterly mind-blown. If you're already noticing shifts you can't quite articulate, you're not alone. But here's a crucial understanding, something that adds an electrifying urgency to this moment. This isn't something you need to patiently wait for. What if I told you the signal, this potent solstice energy wave, already departed the sun days ago? It didn't pause for you to feel perfectly ready. It's on the move right now, gliding silently and powerfully through the Earth's intricate energy field like a warm electric tide. This isn't just random, impersonal light washing over the planet. It's deeply personal, almost as if your spirit has been confined in a quiet, padded room for far too long. And now, something from the vast outside is gently, persistently pushing the door open, not with jarring force, but with an irresistible, almost magnetic invitation. You're not the one initiating this call. This extraordinary energy has been calling out to you, and perhaps for the first time in years, or even a lifetime, you're beginning to truly hear its distinct frequency, a subtle yet profound resonance that hints at why this particular celestial alignment, in this specific, potent way, hasn't occurred for a very, very long time. There's something more to this, a truth that, once you perceive it, will forever alter the way you see yourself and the world around you. Let's be absolutely clear about what we mean when we talk about magic in this context. This isn't about needing to perform elaborate rituals, gather specific crystals, or light candles at the precisely calculated astrological angle. While those practices can certainly be tools for focus and intention, the true magic we're discussing here runs far deeper. It's something much more alive, more fundamental, and inherently part of your being. Energy isn't just an amorphous cloud floating aimlessly around you, indifferent to your existence. It's profoundly responsive. It listens. It subtly, or sometimes dramatically, moves when you move. And it's within that dynamic interaction, that conscious engagement, that genuine magic begins to unfold. The solstice, viewed through this lens, isn't just a date on your calendar marking the longest or shortest day. It's nature's most resounding heartbeat. It's that precise, sacred moment when the earth tilts just so, perfectly aligning to catch the sun's purest, most potent pulse of energy. And every living thing, every blade of grass, every soaring bird, every single human being feels this powerful surge, whether they consciously realize it or not. This is where it becomes incredibly personal and powerful for you. Your body isn't some passive, inert vessel merely drifting through this cosmic event. It's a highly sensitive conductor, a walking, breathing lightning rod designed for this very purpose. Your intricate nervous system has been exquisitely wired since before your birth to carry, interpret, and transmit energy. Your breath, your thoughts, your very presence, all of it acts like a finely tuned instrument, playing a unique resonant song when this profound solstice energy passes through. So, when your personal energy field consciously or unconsciously tunes into this vibrant solstice frequency, your intentions cease to be mere fleeting wishes or hopeful daydreams. They transform into powerful architectural blueprints, actively shaping and influencing the energetic field that surrounds you and, by extension, your experienced reality. Energy becomes magic when it is in sync with nature's pulse. Right now, your thoughts are echoing louder than usual. The frequency of this solstice is making reality softer, more impressionable. This is where energy stops being a vague vibe and starts becoming pure cause and effect. You think it, you feel it, and the universe moves. That's why people feel strange this time of year, not because something's wrong, but because something powerful is trying to click into place, something bigger than just you, but still profoundly about you. And this isn't just a boost, it's a rewrite. It's vital to understand that the solstice is far more than a fleeting event. It's a powerful gateway, a cosmic door that doesn't just mark a point in time, but actually opens. We've been conditioned to perceive time as a straight, unyielding line. The solstice comes, the solstice goes, and that's the end of it, a blip on the radar. But the deeper truth, the one that often gets missed in our busy lives, is that the solstice isn't merely a cosmic timestamp. It's a portal, a genuine opening that swings wide enough just for a precious window to allow something else in. Something that doesn't usually have such direct access to our plane of existence. This isn't a whimsical metaphor. These are the mechanics of cosmic energy. During the unique alignment of the solstice, the relationship between the Earth and the Sun creates a rare energetic transparency. Imagine the usual static and interference of daily life suddenly clearing, allowing everything to become sharper, more immediate, more potent. If you've recently felt like your thoughts are hitting with unusual force, or that your intentions are manifesting in strange, almost startlingly quick ways, you're not imagining it. This is because the energy during this period isn't just amplified, it's incredibly responsive. You think a thought, and it ripples outward with tangible effect. You set a clear intention, and it begins to move and shape your reality, not because you're forcing anything, but because the very air around you, the energetic medium of existence, is listening differently, more acutely. In this heightened state, thoughts shape reality faster, vibrations spread wider, and what we call magic becomes undeniably, palpably real. This period isn't about striving for perfection or meticulously doing everything right according to some spiritual checklist. It's about simply noticing with open awareness that the invisible aspects of life, the subtle energies, the intuitive nudges, the synchronicities, become a little more visible, a little more tangible. Right now, the usual rules of reality feel thinner, more permeable, while the sense of possibility feels thicker, richer, more accessible. Reality itself seems softer, more malleable, more responsive to your inner state. And the most wonderful part of this is that this heightened sensitivity, this open channel, isn't exclusively for mystics, seasoned energy workers, or people who spend their days meditating under waterfalls. This is for anyone who is even just slightly awake, anyone whose intuition has been gently nudging them with whispers they can't quite explain but can no longer ignore. Because right now, the solstice has pulled back the veil, just enough for your own innate energy to do something it normally can't with such ease and directness. If you lean in, even just a little, with curiosity and openness, you will undoubtedly feel it. A profound shift in the way you interact with the world and the way the world interacts with you. You've felt this before, haven't you? Those uncanny moments when you think of someone and seconds later, their name flashes on your phone. Or when you walk into a room and instantly feel a palpable tension, a heaviness in the air, long before anyone utters a single word. Or that undeniable gut feeling, that deep inner knowing that pulls you towards one path or warns you away from another, and later, with perfect hindsight, you realize it was spot on. That's not mere luck. That's not just coincidence. That, my friend, is your invisible power, your innate energetic sensitivity, and it has always been there, a constant hum beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. We've often been taught, subtly or overtly, to ignore these subtle cues, to dismiss them as illogical, to explain them away as just a feeling or a trick of the mind. But here's the profound truth. every single one of us, moves through the world enveloped by an invisible field of influence. This isn't symbolic. It's not imaginary. It is very real, incredibly responsive, and during this potent solstice window, it becomes exceptionally charged and active. Right now, a unique pressure is building. Not a negative, stressful pressure, but a kind of cosmic tension, a spiritual magnetism that makes this subtle energy field around you more sensitive, more interactive, and far more dynamic. You don't have to try to control it. You don't need to master anything complex. You simply need to understand that this field is always on, always active. It's just that, right now, its volume is turned way up, and the louder it gets, the more undeniably obvious it becomes that the thoughts you consistently think, the emotions you genuinely radiate, and the inner visuals you entertain with focus, all of it echoes out into your surroundings, shaping your experience. The invisible isn't imaginary, it's simply subsensed, and now it's fully activated. This heightened energetic state is precisely why so many people are reporting unusual sensations this week. A dramatically heightened intuition, sudden and intense emotional waves that seem to come from nowhere, random bursts of profound clarity interspersed with moments of unexpected confusion. It's not because something is wrong with you or the world. It's because your energetic body, your subtle anatomy, is being finely tuned to something much bigger than itself, like an instrument being prepared for a grand cosmic orchestra. Imagine the solstice as a powerful magnifier. It doesn't bestow upon you new powers you never possessed. Rather, it amplifies the ones you've forgotten you already had, the innate abilities that have become dormant through disuse or disbelief. And those quiet whispers inside you, those intuitive nudges and gut feelings, they're no longer just inner dialogue or fleeting thoughts. Right now, they are transforming into clear signals, direct feedback, a functioning two-way radio connecting you to the unseen forces and subtle dimensions you might have previously dismissed as mere coincidence or figments of your imagination. But now, their presence and their influence are becoming undeniable. This solstice is the amplifier, the cosmic soundboard, but make no mistake, you are the signal. And this week, that signal, your unique energetic signature, is coming in loud and clear, ready to be broadcast and received. Long before our modern attempts to label everything strictly with science or categorize it neatly within spirituality, ancient cultures lived with a profound understanding that didn't separate energy from intention or intention from the resulting manifestation. To them, energy was magic, simply because they never perceived a fundamental difference between the inner world of thought and feeling and the outer world of form and experience. They lived by this inherent truth. Whatever energy you carried within you, whatever emotion you genuinely radiated outwards, whatever words you spoke with conviction, or even the symbols you drew with focused intent, it all meant something significant. These weren't just fleeting, inconsequential acts. They didn't just float off into empty space and dissipate. They had weight, substance, and a tangible power to shape things, to influence circumstances, to call forth experiences. And now, perhaps for the first time in months, maybe even years, you are consciously stepping back into that same field of raw, undiluted influence. Here's what happens during the solstice on an energetic level. The ambient energy, the very fabric of reality, becomes more impressionable, like soft, wet clay, more receptive and moldable than usual. The crucial difference is that this time, you are the hands, the sculptor. Your thoughts, your deeply felt emotions, your vivid inner visuals, and the words you choose to speak act like precise pressure points on that receptive clay, and the field of reality begins to subtly, yet profoundly shape itself around them. Pause and think about that for a second. If reality is indeed softer, more pliable right now, what are you consciously or unconsciously pressing into it? That's the pivotal question the ancients would ask. Not merely what do you want, but more importantly, what are you radiating? Because in these highly amplified moments, it's not about what you say you want on the surface. It's about the underlying frequency you are actually consistently carrying and broadcasting. Energy always obeys direction, and right now, your direction, your energetic signature, is being heard with unprecedented clarity. You'll begin noticing this subtle yet powerful shift in small, almost unassuming ways at first. Perhaps you'll idly think of something, a forgotten song or a specific object, and later that day, a version of it unexpectedly shows up in your experience. You might speak with a newfound clarity and intention, and notice that people react differently, more openly, more vividly, almost as if they are responding to an unspoken undercurrent. You could vividly imagine something you desire, and then suddenly, signs and symbols related to it begin popping up in odd, almost comically specific places, winks from the universe confirming its attention. This isn't magic in the fantastical Hollywood sense of lightning bolts and instant potions. This is the ancient fundamental equation of creation being reactivated within your awareness. Energy transforms into genuine emotion. That emotion, when focused, becomes powerful intention, and that intention, held with conviction, leaves a tangible imprint on reality. You don't even need to memorize this process. You're already doing it all the time unconsciously. The only difference is that this week, during this potent solstice window, you'll finally, truly notice the connection, the cause and effect, with a clarity that might just change everything. Some doors don't creak open with a loud sound. They reveal themselves through a subtle feeling, an inner shift that you simply can't ignore. The night of June 19th, as it rolls into the dawn of the 20th, won't be just another passage of hours. There's something profoundly sacred and potent about that liminal space, those twilight hours suspended between the deepest dark and the first hint of dawn, a period where the veil between worlds proverbially stretches thinner than usual. It's not just about an outer stillness, it's an invitation to an inner receptivity. And for some, paradoxically, it may not feel calm at all. This is the solstice's threshold, the very edge of the energetic gateway. While your physical body might be attempting to rest, to find slumber, your energetic body, your subtle self, is often pacing, listening intently, responding to frequencies that are usually drowned out by the noise of daily life. Many individuals will report experiencing difficulty sleeping during this time, not because something is inherently wrong, but because something profound is actively trying to come online, to integrate. You might find your mind racing without a discernible cause, or experience dream images that feel absurdly vivid yet strangely sticky, lingering long after you wake. Half-formed sentences might echo in your mind, or you could feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to speak something out loud into the quiet darkness, or even to step outside, even if you don't consciously know why. If this happens, do it. Write that fragmented sentence down, even if it doesn't make logical sense at the moment. Whisper the word that arises, even if it sounds strange to your own ears. Follow that intuitive pull, even if you don't know where it leads. That isn't just your overactive imagination, that's your higher imprint, your deeper wisdom starting to push through the static, like a radio frequency meticulously tuning itself towards crystal clarity. And no, it won't always make perfect, logical sense in the heat of the moment. Some messages, some energetic downloads, aren't designed to be intellectually understood. They're meant to be received, felt, and integrated on a much deeper level. Your energy field is beginning to echo with new information, and what's echoing back might initially feel foreign. But if you listen closely, you'll realize it's actually profoundly familiar. Too familiar, as if it's always been there just beneath the surface, waiting patiently to be acknowledged. You're not being haunted. You're being remembered by a part of yourself that knows the bigger picture. The veil isn't dramatically lifting, it's simply thinning, just enough for what's truly inside you to hear what's genuinely calling you from beyond the everyday. That internal noise, that restlessness you might feel, that's not a disturbance. That's the first knock of profound recognition. So, if you find yourself staring at the ceiling that night, if your heart beats a little differently for no apparent reason, if you feel like someone or something is gently nudging you from just beyond the veil of memory, lean into it with curiosity and trust. You're not broken. You're not just tired. You are being summoned to a deeper awareness of who you truly are. This isn't some mystical gift bestowed upon a select few. It's a natural side effect of profound energetic alignment, something that becomes particularly noticeable during high-energy celestial events like this solstice. Something truly fascinating, almost uncanny, begins to happen, not in the distant stars, but right here in your own experience, often manifesting through your mouth, your thoughts, and your words. You'll find that your thoughts and your spoken words start to almost jump ahead of time. You might casually speak something, an idle thought or a passing comment, and then, with startling synchronicity, it happens. You'll think of someone you haven't connected with in ages, and within moments, they call or message you. You might articulate a sentence, only to watch someone else's jaw drop because they were about to say the exact same thing, word for word. This is the point where the solstice stops being an abstract concept or a nice idea and starts becoming a tangible, undeniable, lived experience. The you that exists in this current moment is beginning to energetically stretch forward, reaching outward into the potent, pliable, energetic field of what is about to be. And because your personal energy is speeding up, becoming more refined and coherent, the distance, the time lag between what you deeply feel, what you consciously say, and what subsequently shows up in your reality shortens radically, almost collapsing. This isn't just a boost in intuition, nor is it some sudden psychic upgrade. This is energetic acceleration, and it's very, very real. When your energy begins to move faster than your everyday conscious thought, those thoughts start to leak into reality with greater ease and speed. You may notice it starting subtly. You complete someone's sentence without meaning to, you blurt out something seemingly random, and a few hours later, that very thing happens or is mentioned. You might even joke about something specific showing up, and then, lo and behold, it does. It's not always profound or world-shattering. It's not always poetic or deeply spiritual, but it is undeniable. And once you truly notice this pattern, you can't unsee it. This is precisely why your words, both spoken and thought, matter so much right now, more than ever. Because during this potent solstice window, reality itself is more permeable, more receptive. It's listening intently, it's more malleable. And what you speak, what you focus on, carries significant weight, not just metaphorical weight, but actual energetic momentum. So, be mindful, speak intentionally. Even casually spoken things, thoughts entertained without much consideration, might start to echo back into your experience in real time. The boundary between thinking, saying, and creating is becoming beautifully and sometimes startlingly dissolved. You're not just passively receiving energy anymore, you are actively generating it, projecting it, sending out powerful signals that can skip over logical steps and go straight into effect. So when something suddenly tumbles out of your mouth and then manifests in your experience hours or even minutes later, remember this: you're not just predicting the future, you are actively, powerfully pulling it toward you. Now, begin to watch, with a sense of curious detachment, what starts happening around you, often without you consciously trying to make anything happen at all. There comes a moment, often subtle and unannounced, when the energy you've been holding, feeling, and building within you finally starts moving through your life, creating tangible shifts instead of just swirling around it or within you. And that moment, for many, is now. The key here is that you don't have to force it. You don't have to chase after it. In fact, the less you try to consciously manipulate or control the outcomes, the clearer and more astonishing the results will often be. This is the phase where the previously invisible workings of energy start turning visible, manifesting in your everyday reality. You'll begin to notice that certain people you haven't heard from in weeks, months, or even years are suddenly reaching out, reconnecting. Old connections or situations that felt unfinished, unclear, or stuck may seem to wrap themselves up, resolve, or find closure, often without your direct effort or intervention. A strange and profound peace might settle over a part of your life that previously felt chaotic or stressful. Or, in contrast, an unexpected opportunity might show up, seemingly out of the blue, and feel so incredibly specific to your current situation, your deepest desires, or your unspoken needs that it's like the universe literally read your mind. And no, it's not just because you're suddenly lucky, it's because your energetic field, your real field of influence, is now genuinely magnetic. You're not pushing against life anymore. You're effortlessly pulling experiences towards you. Ideas might appear fully formed in your mind. Solutions to problems might just drop in. Conversations may take unexpected turns, looping into profoundly meaningful directions you didn't anticipate. A book might literally fall off a shelf and open to the exact sentence or paragraph you needed to read. And the truly wild part is, you'll begin to notice that these occurrences don't feel like random coincidences anymore. They'll feel like direct responses, a subtle yet clear call and response between your aligned inner state and the receptive world around you. This is the return of what can be called magnetic living. You're no longer metaphorically screaming at the universe, hoping it might hear your faint pleas. Instead, you're becoming so clear, so coherent in your own energy that life itself starts whispering back, co-creating with you. The solstice doesn't just amplify your energy, it synchronizes it with the larger flow. This means that while you're simply walking through your day, seemingly doing nothing out of the ordinary, your highly tuned energetic field is working diligently in the background, connecting dots, summoning opportune moments, and untying knots you didn't even consciously know were still tangled. And perhaps the biggest, most liberating sign of all is when you start realizing you're no longer surprised when something wonderful works out. It just feels natural, like you've just remembered how life was always supposed to be. Don't push this energy. Observe it, trust it, and allow it. You'll notice with a sense of quiet awe, the very moment you stop chasing a specific outcome, it often shows up, effortlessly and gracefully. Watch what starts happening around you without trying. There comes a moment, subtle, unannounced, when the energy you've been holding, feeling building, finally starts moving through your life instead of just around it. And that moment is now. You don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. In fact, the less you try to manipulate it, the clearer the results will be. This is when the invisible starts turning visible. There's a pervasive and frankly dangerous myth that has been subtly circulating for centuries. A story that whispers that some people are just gifted. It suggests that abilities like potent magic, profound intuition, and effortless manifestation are rare, lucky talents bestowed upon a chosen select few. But that story, however compelling it might sound, is largely a distraction, a narrative perhaps designed, consciously or unconsciously, to keep most people doubting their own inherent power while they watch others confidently claim and demonstrate theirs. Here's the liberating truth. Magic, in its truest sense, isn't a pre-packaged gift handed out at birth. It is a natural consequence of coherence. The solstice, as a powerful cosmic event, doesn't pick favorites. It doesn't shine its amplified light brighter on those deemed spiritual, elite, or more deserving. It offers everyone without exception the same potent current, the same vibrational frequency, the same golden moment, to remember what genuine alignment actually feels like in their own bodies and lives. Alignment isn't just a mystical buzzword or a vague spiritual concept. It's a measurable, palpable shift in how your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions harmonizes with your outer experience and actions. It's that distinct click you feel deep within when your intentions, your emotions, your core beliefs, and your outward actions are all saying the exact same thing, resonating at the same frequency, loud enough and clear enough that the universe doesn't question it or get mixed signals. It just responds. It's not about wishing harder or forcing your will. It's about vibrating clearer with more purity and focus. This solstice and the energy it brings doesn't reward mere belief or blind faith. It rewards resonance. When your personal energy is muddy, scattered, fragmented between doubt, fear, and internal resistance, you can light every candle in the house, recite every affirmation on every list, and still feel frustratingly stuck. But when your energy is coherent, when you're fully synced up internally and externally with what you're intending to call in, life itself begins to bend and flow towards you. Not because it's magic in the fantastical storybook sense, but because it's physics in the energetic sense. Coherent signals simply travel farther and with more impact. Clear vibrations resonate deeper and more powerfully. And the solstice provides you with a precious window of raw, undistorted signal, a clear channel. The pivotal question then becomes, are you tuned in? Think of it like this. Some people walk through life passively waiting for miracles to happen to them. Others actively become the frequency around which miracles naturally and consistently happen. This isn't about superstition. This is about conscious choice and energetic responsibility. This window, this solstice passage, isn't just symbolic. It's structurally significant. It sharpens and clarifies the link between the invisible realm of energy and potential and the visible realm of manifestation and experience. And for these few precious days, what you are, the core frequency you hold, becomes infinitely more powerful than what you merely do. This is not random. This is resonance. The invisible aspects of your being, your power, your influence, your inherent magic, become undeniably real the very moment you decide to see yourself as real, as a potent creator within your own life. This solstice isn't about passively waiting for something external to happen to you, like a gift from the cosmos. It's about profoundly recognizing what's already actively trying to happen through you, and then courageously owning it, claiming it as your birthright. There's a vast difference between merely feeling a sense of power or potential stirring within you, and actually stepping up to consciously claim that power, to wield it with intention and integrity. And this week, during this heightened energetic period, that line between passively feeling and actively claiming becomes paper-thin, almost transparent. You've felt the pull, haven't you? You've sensed the subtle and not so subtle shifts. You've noticed the little things, the synchronicities, the uncanny alignments that don't quite add up anymore, not in the old, mundane way they used to. There's that growing sense that you're not just a passive observer of change, you are, in some fundamental way, causing it. But here's the crucial thing to remember. Energy, no matter how powerful or refined, isn't meant to sit still and stagnate. It's not meant to be hoarded or kept locked away within you. Its very nature is to move, to flow, to transform, to create, to move things. And the solstice, with its amplifying effect, intensifies every single one of those ripples you send out. True magic isn't just what you feel internally, it's what you consciously do with what you feel. You don't need anyone else to confirm your power for you. You don't need a constant stream of external signs every 5 minutes to validate your experiences. You don't need another reading, another ritual, or another video to convince you that you are allowed, that you are meant to tap into this profound wellspring of potential. You simply are. Because the ultimate truth is, the solstice isn't going to fundamentally change you into someone new. It's going to reveal you. It will help strip away the accumulated noise, the layers of self-doubt, the conditioned second-guessing, the paralyzing hesitation. And in that emerging clarity, you'll see with fresh eyes what's been there, steadfast and true the entire time. A core of pure energy, of authentic power that doesn't beg for permission, doesn't shrink from its own light, and doesn't wait for ideal conditions. And during this particular solstice, the window for that profound self-awareness is unusually wide and clear. That doesn't imply anything bad or dangerous. It simply means you're being truly seen by yourself and by the universe. And if you've been unconsciously waiting for permission to show up fully, authentically, and powerfully in your own energy, this is the moment. It's not about performing magic for an audience. It's about becoming so undeniably rooted in your own truth and power that you, yourself, are the magic. This energy, this inherent power, was never supposed to stay quietly contained inside you. It's meant to speak. It's meant to ripple outwards. It's meant to shift the atmosphere of rooms when you walk in. So claim it, speak it, use it, not just to wish for change, but to be the change that things, people, and circumstances naturally start orbiting around. The solstice doesn't just awaken your power, it dares you to own it. And when you do, with conviction and clarity, everything listens.